You know, my friends, if you want, you can go out and spend, say, £300 on an amazing designer t-shirt. You're going to look so good. Or maybe if you've got £1,000, you can go out and buy the most amazing jacket. You're going to look stunning, my friends. But, you know, if you want to spend maybe £800, you can go out and buy the best ever suit. You are going to be the talk of the town. Or if you've got a spare £5,000, you can go and get a hair transplant, whatever hair is. Alright, spare £20,000, you can go and get a new set of teeth walking around like this, alright? Or if you want to spend every evening at the gym building that physique up so that people are going to notice you and think that you're absolutely amazing. You know what? You can do all of those things. I'm going to tell you something. This is from the heart. Unless you smell good, you are wasting your time and your money. All of the money that you spend, all of the time that you spent, it could all, my friends, be in vain. Because unless you put that final piece in the jigsaw's not worth even looking at. And you're going to say, Leggy, mate, you're getting a bit extreme there. You know what? This is on the heart, from the heart, from John Legg. I have been into fragrances since I was knee high to a grasshopper. Since I was about 12, and I smelt fragrances and I just wanted to smell fragrances. And seriously, it has changed my life. Okay, this is from the heart. Where was I? Oh yeah. Fragrances, my friends, can make a difference. Absolutely. You know, whether you're going to a job interview, whether you're going to your place of worship, whether you're going to the gym, whether you're going to the office, or if you work in a warehouse, or if you're just going to hang out with some friends, or even if you're just going to be by yourself around the house doing some jobs, trust me, a good fragrance coming off you makes a massive difference. Don't worry if you're not getting compliment after compliment, if you're not getting people queuing up to tell you how good you smell. Because let me tell you, and this is from someone who has collected fragrances since I was 12. I have a humongous collection. I have an unbelievably big collection, and I spray them 25/8. This is from me, my friends, who does all those things. If you wear a good fragrance, it gives you a confidence. It gives you a feeling of well-being. It gives you that sort of little push to keep going. But above everything else, fragrance can just lift your mood. So, alright, say you wake up and it's Monday morning. You've got to go to work, and it's a sort of a grey day, it's a little bit drizzly, it's not very warm. It's kind of, the day, as you would see it, has got nothing really going for it. Choose a good fragrance, spray it, and it may just be the difference between having a kind of average kind of, it wasn't much of a day sort of thing, to having a much better a day. Now, I love all things Phantom, okay? I'm a massive, humongous fan of Phantom. And for many, many years, I've had, I'll tell you in a minute about the clones that I wear instead of Phantom. But I've had this sample, Phantom, the original. Look at that, I focused it and it's so small. Man, I feel like a real sense of achievement there. So listen, I'm on the dribbles of this one and I have limped along. So I know exactly what Paco Rabanne's Phantom smells like. But for many, many years, I've had just that and I've worn clones. Now let me just talk you through the clones that I've worn. Okay, well, let's do this one first. So this one is made by Milton, Lloyd, and it's iconic, and it claims it's I can't focus it, I'll just read it to you. It claims it's an eau de toilette. Now this one is one of those Milton Lloyds that is like an assisted spray, so it's not like an atomizer, it's not quite a deodorant can, but it's somewhere in between the two. So let's have a cheeky spray of this. Now you may not like it because it sort of sprays for you. So the second you touch the trigger, it's spraying. So you may or may not like that sort of process, but that's what it does. It's very much like a body spray, if you know what I mean. Okay, so as in keeping with every single Milton Lloyd that I have ever smelt, it starts with what I can only describe as a Milton Lloyd kind of smell. Then, sort of 10 seconds later, the sort of Phantom vibe comes through. And I have to be honest, it's quite good. I'm going to say, how close is this iconic to Phantom? It's in the 80s, about 85% the same. Okay, in terms of lasting, as with all Milton Lloyds, even though it's only an eau de toilette, this stuff pretty much projects for about 2 hours and is with you for about 8. Honestly, all of the Milton Lloyds, and if you've got any Milton Lloyds, you know exactly what I'm talking about. These things just go on forever. Now, I wonder whether it's because it puts so much onto your skin. Because as I say, the second you touch the sprayer, it's off, okay? It's... God. Yep, there you go. The Milton Lloyd sort of smell, which smells a little bit like Milton Lloyd Silver, which is Kuros, okay? That fairly soon gives way to whichever Milton Lloyd is cloning on. Okay, so that's pretty good. I tend to use this as a sort of a body spray when I want the Phantom sort of effect. Okay. Then of course you've got this one. We've been here before. Hayati Al Malakiah, the blue bottle by Lattafa. Now this stuff, my friends, this stuff will cost you 18 British pounds. Listen, 18 British pounds, 100 ml, eau de perfume. This stuff is stunning. Okay, and for many years I was quite happy knowing what Phantom smelt like, and I was wearing this, because this, my friends, let's reveal a little bit more skin. Let's spray this. No assisted sprayer. This is as you spray it. It's a much more realistic way of doing it. Oh, okay. Okay. This stuff, my friends, is about 92.5% the same as Phantom. And the crazy messed up thing is, on paper, the notes in this are nothing really like the notes in Phantom. How on earth we associate those two, Phantom and Al Malakiah, I don't know, but it does. And I say for a long time I've been quite happy with this. This one, my friends, is a long-term fragrance. This projects for at least 2 hours. It's with you for at least 8 to 9 hours. This stuff, my friends, for the price is absolutely incredible. But I had a message a little while back. I had a comment on this channel. And the comments, I love the comments, because whether you're saying, Leggy, mate, you're up the wrong tree, or Leggy, you're too dramatic, or Leggy, you're just talking more waffle and bird's eye, whatever comment you send me, I read it, I thumb it up, and I'll always come back to you. That's a Leggy guarantee. Some kind person sent me a message, and it was fairly straightforward, simple message, and they said, Leggy, you do need to buy the little silver robot. And I was like, no. I know what Phantom smells like. I'm quite happy with my clones, and I don't want to spend the big money. But because I'm on the dregs, I'm trying to justify it now, because I'm on the dregs of my sample, literally the dregs, and because an opportunity came up to purchase that one, I did. I suppose I could tell you the story about how I purchased this. Well, one of the mechanics at work, I work in a car garage, one of the mechanics at work did a job for someone, and they paid him in fragrance. They gave him this, because I don't know whether it wasn't going to be a cash deal or whatever, but they gave him this, and he came into me and he said, Leggy, are you interested in buying this? He said, it don't really mean anything to me. And I was like, yeah. And it's the 50 ml. Normally the 50ml is around about 55 British pounds for the eau de toilette, okay? And I was like, mate, how much do you want for it? And he went, 25 quid. And I was like, 25 quid? Okay, all right, I've got to get the little silver robot. Now, I'm very, very grateful for the person who told me I need to buy it, because this, okay, when you're working on a sample which you spray sort of a very little of it and not very often, you can't be completely familiar with the fragrance, okay? Having had this for about 3 months now, having worn it, having enjoyed it, having been absolutely wowed by it, I can tell you that there is a difference between this and our Malakiah. And there is a big difference between this and, let's get it the right way around, you don't want to see the blurb on the back, iconic. This little silver robot, now let me tell you my friends, do not let the silly packaging put you off. You know, honestly my friends, I am not bothered about the box, the bottle, the atomizer, all that sort of stuff. As long as the fragrance is safe and as long as I can spray it, that is all that concerns me. Now, I will give you that this looks like something that a child in the 1980s would play with and go, bleep, 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 it's a robot, take me to your leader. Okay, it does look a very childish sort of packaging, and I would imagine a lot of guys perhaps have seen it and gone, I bet it's for kids sort of thing. This is not for kids, my friends. Well, unless you're like me, just a big kid. This, my friends, is an absolutely stunning fragrance. It is all about lavender and it is all about vanilla. And then on the top end is a gorgeous lemon note. But throughout all of the Phantoms, and let's be fair, there's this one, the EDT, there's the Perfume, and there's the newer one, there's the, where are we, the Intense. All of them share a gorgeous DNA, and that gorgeous DNA is lavender. Okay, the lavender is sharp and raw and is very an uplifting kind of lavender. Absolutely gorgeous, the lavender. In fact, the lavender for me is so intense I almost get a slightly metallic-y sort of vibe, okay? But then in contrast to that sharpness of the lavender is the most gorgeous, the most creamy, the most ice creamy vanilla is absolutely stunning in this one. The lemon at the top end gives a slight freshness and a slight sort of, how can I put it, the lemon also adds to the lift. Now I'm going to tell you, my friends, that this Phantom is only an EDT, and I guess for a long time, because I refused to buy it stiff upper lip British and that lot, I've got my sample and I use my clones. This is an EDT, and that may have been one of the reasons why I wasn't going to justify paying the big money to buy it, okay? But this as an EDT is kind of almost EDP. Okay, ridiculously addictive and ridiculously uplifting. All right, do not be put off with the childish packaging. This, I mean, the packaging really does not suit this fragrance. What Uncle Paco was thinking when he said, oh, let's launch it in a robot, I don't know. Don't know what anyone was thinking. I suppose it was something a little bit different, and you push the robot's head, you know, it's like bleep, 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 it's a button like. Anyway, back to the fragrance. Okay. Gorgeous, gorgeous lemon. Sharp, almost punchy lavender, almost metallic. And then the vanilla. The vanilla is just the creamiest. It's like vanilla ice cream. Absolutely edible ice cream. Well, all ice cream's edible, but you know what I mean. All right. This, my friends, and this are very related. The perfume literally is just a stronger version of that. You know, there isn't really any note changes. It's different when you come to the intense, because the intense, instead of having the lemon, it's got an orangey sort of note, and instead of just being Phantom, it's got like a sexy sort of woody amber. Okay, that realistically is the biggest deviation from the original EDT, the intense, but then that's the much newer one. I'm still warming to that one. I'm a massive fan of the two other Phantoms, the silver and the black Phantom. That one I'm a fan of, but I'm still sort of building up to sort of absolutely being a massive fan of it. I think the more I wear it, the more I'll absolutely be a fan. Do not worry about the fact that this silver one is only an EDT, because it projects for about 2 hours and it is with you for about 6 or 7 hours. Okay, on clothes it's there for a couple of days, and on skin it is there all day. All right, by the next morning it's gone off the skin. Okay, so realistically for an EDT, this, my friends, is not bad at all. The perfume is similar, but maybe just a smidgen longer lasting. It doesn't project any longer, but it stays with you a bit longer. You're going to say, leggy, mate, calm down. I'm trying to calm down. Right, you're going to say to me, leggy, how does Phantom EDT, the little silver robot, bleep, 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 how does it compare to the blue Hayati Al Malakiah by Lattafa? Because that's what I've worn for all these years, being just absolutely completely wowed by it. They're very close, but here's the thing. The silver robot is smoother, it's kind of more refined, and it is creamier. This has a note of rhubarb in there. And there's no rhubarb in a robot, okay? The rhubarb, ridiculously, does end up smelling very much like Phantom. But this, if you like, the Hayati Al Malakiah, is kind of a rough and ready version of Phantom. Yes, in the air it's not bad, but as the closer you get to it, you kind of go, you know what, this is kind of raw and it's kind of unrefined, totally not creamy, whereas the original Phantom is creamy. But you're going to say, Leggy, wait a minute, that's £18. The 100ml of this is around about £80. Should I go out and buy the little silver robot? If you get a good price and if you can afford it, please buy the original silver robot. But if you would like Phantom on a budget and you're okay with the fact that it's really quite a punchy, raw kind of version, it's almost like, you know, it comes in and goes, I'll do Phantom, but it hasn't really thought it through totally. If you still want the Phantom vibe and are okay with the sort of royal, sharp, raw punchiness of it, this will do perfectly well. Okay, so there is a difference, and I'm going to say there probably is with every clone. You know, when you actually get to know intimately the clone and the real thing, then you do pick out the differences and you go, you know what, if I can afford it and if I get the right price, I could buy the real thing. Okay, but honestly, I'm going to be honest and say that the Lattafa lasts longer than the little silver robot, but in terms of the actual smell, the silver robot has got the edge. Okay, now, I'm hoping I'll give you enough of a heads up, and I'm hoping that you now realise why I can now get completely rid of this sample. In fact, let's do it, let's get rid of it. It's gone. I've totally moved on to the silver robot. Okay, now let's just summarise briefly. Phantom is a very addictive, very sort of punchy but creamy fragrance. And I'm going to say to you, hand on heart, you wake up on Monday morning, open the curtains, and it's kind of just a grey day. You've got to go to work, the day hasn't got much going on for it. Pick out the little silver robot, Phantom and do this. It has, my friends, a weird way of uplifting you. This, my friends, the little silver robot, no matter how silly and childish the robot looks, this will keep you going on a day when you really need something to keep you going through that day. This, my friends, is a very addictive and uplifting fragrance. And that, my friends, is a John Legg honest opinion. Okay. I'm going to go now. I really have loved having you here, and I appreciate that these reviews, you know, some of them go on for like 20 odd minutes. I'm looking at this one and we've hit the 20 minutes. I really appreciate that if you can stay with me for 20 minutes and I'm talking waffle, then I really appreciate that. I'm going to love you and leave you now. I'm going to ask you a few things. First of all, please do a thumbs up. A thumbs up, you click on thumbs up, you feel good about making me feel good, and I will feel good about thinking that you've made me feel good, if all of that makes sense. Drop me a comment. Drop me any comment. If you want to say, Leggy, mate, you need to cut these videos down to a minute and cut out all the waffle. If you want to say, Leggy, you're talking rubbish, or if you want to say, Leggy, you know what, you do talk some sense. Whatever comment you want to send, my friends, I'll thumb you up and I'll respond to you. And then I need you to stay safe. Wherever you are on this beautiful planet, please stay safe. But more importantly than anything else, I'm going to give you some massive advice now. Spray a good fragrance every day and you'll have so much better a day. Now, I've just sprayed the silver robot. I'm going to spray this one. In fact, no, let's do this. One on either side. These fragrances, these Phantoms are so good. Right, I've said enough now, and you're probably thinking, Leggy, it's way past your bedtime. It actually is. And I'm going to hit that off button. I'm going to see you in about a week's time. Bye-bye. When I say the off button, I've got to find it. I've got it. It's the thing with the little square. That means off.